I'm Gloria. Do you want to know why I look like this? Press like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll tell you my unusual story. I don't live in a castle or work at Disneyland as a princess. I've just adored fairy tales ever since I was a kid. Cinderella is my favorite. Read to me, Dad. What? Again? Oh, all right, give it here. I lived with my dad and it was awesome. Until he married a military woman called Elvira. She was a lot. That's how I got a stepmother and two stepsisters, Kelly and Sherry. Does this remind you of anything? Yeah, I became the protagonist of my favorite fairy tale. Immediately after the wedding, they moved in with us. I came home from school and saw that Kelly and Sherry had taken my room. Hey, what are you doing here? Mom said that this is going to be our room now. How dare they? It wasn't fair. So I complained to Dad, but his reaction surprised me. Honey, don't be mean. The girls should feel at home here. Well, where am I gonna live? You can move into the cupboard. What? It's dusty and full of junk. Get to cleaning then. I wasn't sure I liked the fairy tale I ended up in. Elvira made Dad buy expensive outfits and gadgets for her daughters. He spent all his free time with them. They went to restaurants and boutiques. Meanwhile, I became a servant in our house. I cooked, cleaned, and did the homework for my stepsisters. I was sure I'd meet a prince soon. We would live happily ever after, and all the villains would get what they deserved. That's why I endured it. Gloria, wake up before Mr. Harrison sees you. What? I'm not sleeping, I'm thinking. Are you all right? You've been sleepy lately. That's my best friend Charlie. You could say that was my fairy godmother. At recess, I told him that I wasn't getting enough sleep because I was doing my homework at night. I was too busy with chores during the day. You know, real life is different from fairy tales. You should stop waiting for a noble knight to come and save you from your stepmother. A stunningly handsome guy appeared in the hallway at that moment. He looked like a Disney prince. Wow. Oh, I take that back. The guy looked into my eyes seductively as he came closer. My heart started racing. Hi, could you? Yes? Move, you're blocking my locker. Oh, sorry. Later, I found out that his name was Archie. He had just transferred to our school and was rich as hell. He was perfect for the role of Prince Charming. I could imagine him confessing to me at the annual spring dance. Oh, but there is one issue. The guy of my dreams wasn't paying any attention to me. Charlie, is Archie looking at me? Nope. Why? Maybe he has bad eyesight and can't see how cool I am. No, it's just that your prince has already found new friends. What? I turned around and saw that Sherry and Kelly were giggling at Archie's jokes. Wow, were they trying to steal the guy of my dreams? I would show them who was the main character in our story. You know what, Charlie? I'm not going to suffer like Cinderella. It's time to act. Archie will invite me to the spring dance. You'll see. By the way, I have 2 tickets for the dance. What? I said, good luck. I wanted to put Sherry in their place before anything else. I decided that I would no longer be their slave. I need the history report by morning. And sew up my blouse. You'll finish before classes, won't you? Sure I will. Just you wait, dear sisters. The next morning, I was ready to enjoy the show at school. Instead of the report, I drew caricatures of Mr. Garrison in Kelly's notebook. When he saw them, he turned red as a lobster. What is this? It wasn't me, honest. To the principal's office now. You can explain it to him. Kelly got what she deserved. Sherry was next. I made sure the seam on her blouse would burst at the worst possible moment. The poor thing blushed and put on a garbage bag to hide the hole. I should have brought popcorn. The show was amazing. Aren't you going too far? Charlie, all's fair in love and war. Speaking of love, I stood by a poster about the spring dance and waited for Archie. Hi, I baked an apple pie. Do you want to try it? We could also go to the dance together. Pie? Spring dance? Is this a joke? Cringe. Why did he think I was joking? Could there be something wrong with the way I looked? I decided to ask my dad for money and buy some new outfits. Baby, Elvira is now in charge of the family budget. You should ask her. Of course, Elvira didn't give me a cent. She'd already spent all the money on her daughters. Ugh, still, I didn't despair and decided to get some part-time job. I found a job for a maid in a mansion. Wow, they pay really well. Awesome. I knew how to do everything they needed me to do, so you're hired. Thank you. You won't regret it. I hope so. I've had to fire a lot of maids over the past few months. They kept, well, it doesn't matter. What was he hiding? I was overjoyed when I found out the owner of the house was Archie's father, Mr. Dickens. Now I would be even closer to the guy of my dreams. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you. It's fine. You're Gloria, right? You look great. I'm sorry I was rude to you at school. Wow, that was the first time he smiled at me. I'm glad that you're working here. Unfortunately, things at my home weren't as great. My nasty stepsisters had complained to my stepmother about my harmless jokes, and Elvira told Dad about it. Your daughter is completely out of control. Let's send her to a military camp. Honey, I don't think... What was that? You're right, dear. I promise I'll think about it. Wow, it seemed Dad didn't have any pride left. Well, all right then. I would marry Archie and move into his posh house. Everyone would envy me then. I used my first salary to buy a dress and was sure my knight in shining armor would compliment me on it at school. However, for some reason, he walked by and acted like we didn't know each other. I decided to give him a nudge and deliberately drop my textbooks in front of him so that he would help me pick them up. You know, like we're in a romantic movie. But it didn't work. Archie just smiled haughtily. How can you be so clumsy? What's wrong with him? He's not perfect, you know. Why do you even like that narcissist? I want my happily ever after. You are incorrigible. That's when I noticed Kelly and Sherry. They were showing off their new jewelry to our classmates. Wow, are these real diamonds? Of course. Look at the way they're shining. Wow, where have they got something so expensive? I went to work after school. Archie's attitude was terribly upsetting. One moment he was smiling sweetly at me, and the next he was making hurtful jokes. I was thinking about it when his father walked into the living room. He looked furious. Gloria, could I talk to you for a second? Has something happened? I'm not accusing you of anything, but my wife can't find some very expensive jewelry, her earrings, and a pendant. I would never steal anything if that's what you're getting at. You seem like a good girl. I hope you really had nothing to do with it. That really hurt me. At that moment, I realized that Sherry and Kelly had been showing off a pendant and earrings at school. That made me suspicious. At home, I decided to get to the bottom of it. Where did you get those earrings? Your dad gave them to us. He said he loves us more than you. Nonsense. Tell me the truth. It's none of your business. I wish they would send you to a military camp. I'm so sick of you. They slammed the door right in my face. Ugh, my stepsister needed to learn some manners. I didn't believe them, but decided to ask Dad about it just in case. What are you talking about? We don't have enough money to buy diamonds. I knew it! Sherry and Kelly had lied to me. I told Charlie about it the next morning. Huh? That's weird. You should stay out of it. I worry about you. I didn't want to quit my job yet. I still had a faint hope that Archie would grow to like me. It would have also looked too suspicious if I quit right after the jewelry went missing. So after school, I went back to the mansion. It turned out that Archie's parents had left, so it was just the two of us there. And you know what? He was acting like an arrogant jerk. While I was vacuuming a room, he was scattering chip crumbs on the other side of it. You missed a spot. The more I got to know him, the more disappointed I was. I was passing by an open study when I saw, wow, Archie was stealing money from his father's wallet. Damn. What are you doing? You're too curious for a maid. Mind your own business. They'll fire you anyway, just like they did the others. Just imagine, Archie had a whole scheme planned out. He stole money from his parents and blamed everything on the maids. I immediately remembered his father's words. I hope so. I've had to fire a lot of maids over the past few months. They kept... Well, it doesn't matter. That scoundrel! How could I be so blind? He was a spoiled teenager, not a prince. I was sure he'd stolen that jewelry and given that to my nasty stepsisters. Do you want your dad to think that I stole from you? That's a great idea. No, it isn't great at all. Put the money back, or I'll tell your parents the truth. No one would believe you. Unfortunately, he was right. They would have believed their son and not some maid. But I had no choice. I didn't want to be accused of theft. I said, put it back. I don't know where I got so much strength from. I had been through a lot lately, and that helped me beat Archie. He eventually recoiled, looking confused. I tied him up with a curtain and took away the money. I was a Girl Scout, so I knew a lot about knots. I even had a special badge. But that's a story for another time. Well, that was easy. Untie me. You'd think that the day couldn't get any weirder? I thought so too, until... Charlie, what are you doing here? I was very worried about you and decided to follow you, but it seems you have everything under control. This is not what it looks like. You didn't see what happened. Before I could explain what was going on to my friend, Mr. Dickens walked into the study. Oh no, I was in so much trouble. What's going on here? Dad, she's crazy, help me. Archie told him that he'd caught me stealing and tried to stop me, but I'd attacked him like some sort of hook in a skirt. This is unacceptable. I'm calling security. I thought I was done for. No one would believe me. Now I would definitely be sent to military camp. Damn it. However, to my surprise, Charlie came to the rescue. That wasn't what happened. I have proof. It turned out that Charlie had seen me arguing with Archie in the window and filmed us on his phone. He showed the recording to Mr. Dickens. I told you, Charlie was my fairy godmother. Watch this. Do you want your dad to think that I stole from you? That's a great idea. No, it isn't great at all. Put the money back or I'll tell your parents the truth. No one would believe you. Mr. Dickens frowned at Archie. He knew the truth now and he was disappointed. My own son was stealing from me. I fired so many innocent people. You gave me too little pocket money. Have some shame. You've never wanted for anything. I'm sending you to a boarding school for boys tomorrow. Archie deserved it. Later, his parents thanked Charlie and me for helping them uncover the truth. By the way, Gloria, I was going to send Archie on a tour to Versailles during the holidays, but now he's grounded. I would like you to go in his place. Wow, Versailles? France? Thank you, Mr. Dickens. That evening, the police came to our house to take the earrings and pendant from my stepsisters and return them to their rightful owner. You know what? I'm tired of you. Elvira, you are mean and only care about money. All the evil stepmothers from fairy tales are kind compared to you. Sherry, Kelly, you are stupid and narcissistic. You will never have real friends if you keep this up. Dad, you are a complete pushover. Elvira is only interested in your money and she even turned you against me. You were much happier before they came along. I slammed the door shut angrily, leaving them standing there with their mouths wide open, and went to school. There I came up to Charlie and thanked him for his help. It was scary to imagine how things could have ended if it hadn't been for him. I wanted to go to the dance with a prince so much that I didn't notice anything around. Thank you for being there for me. Well, I'm not a prince, but I bought 2 tickets to the dance a long time ago. Will you go with me? To be honest, I really like you. Oh, Charlie, of course I'll go with you. What a twist, right? When I got home, I saw that neither Elvira nor her daughters were there. You've opened my eyes, Gloria. I told them to leave. Will you forgive me? Of course, I'm so glad. That's it, I'm going to the dance, and that's why I'm wearing this dress. Do you know what? This is not a Cinderella fairy tale. This is a fairy tale about me, Gloria, and it will definitely have a happy ending. What is your favorite fairy tale? Tell us in the comments down below.